Well, we taught I taught in the castle when I first came here, in the Castro, and because there's a flat place up there. Now it's not possible, it's become a museum.
Yes.
But when the students were trying to find their way up through the narrow, winding streets, some lady would come out of her little house and say, "Junge, Stin Castro?" Most of us have tensions in the body from stress and from what happens in our life.
Like drama.
Yes, drama, definitely trauma.
It's
we
in
hold
our body.
it in places in our body. And when we come to really feel our breathing, it slows down, and then we can feel the places in the body that the breath goes to easily, and where it doesn't go because there's tension. And so you spend time, you bring your awareness, your inner awareness to these places in your body where you're holding the trauma and holding the stress. So that part of the body which closed up in the stress or in the trauma begins to feel like you felt when you came in here. Oh, it's warm. Because that part of the body has been shut off for so long. And so by being very quiet and calm, and that's where the exercises can help to bring more awareness, more movement, and more space, then you can spend time in the places which are not happy, which are closed up.
So what is your definition for trauma and stress? What does trauma and stress mean for you?
Yes. Trauma and stress happens to everybody, but what the animals do is they freeze, and then they shake, and then they move again. But we don't always, they get rid of the stress in that, but we don't usually do that, we just freeze. So we have to shake the body up a little bit.
And freezing creates a cold temperature, and it creates therefore a block. It holds the energy like encapsulated, you know, surrounded by your grip, your fear. So we all have that fear a little bit. The difficult thing and the difference is that if you're happy in your life and you look for more external happiness, yoga will not work for you.
Because it's internal?
It is a pathway, a connection with every little bit of yourself, of your ego, to go deeper levels to your soul level, which is an invisible level, and that makes life very difficult because we are working into a dark place that we don't really understand, and you don't want to understand it here, you want to feel it. Feeling is very important.
when we come back inside, we can begin to experience and explore the feeling of energy moving through the body. And what happened to me, but I think to many people, they go into yoga because it sounds exciting and it's positions and more athletic, and look at me, I can do this better than you, and that is inevitably going to happen because you see and you try to do something that somebody else is doing. So you operate on your body from this front brain, but really it's not you. You are this sense of life and feeling, which is very fluid. And the more you harden up and make a position, the more you cut yourself off from yourself, from life. So when you go inside, and we like to close our eyes a lot, that helps, then you can feel into the different places. For example, I can feel into my shoulder, and the shoulder then says, I want to move like this, not like this. So you start slowly to find your own way back to yourself, your own way to feel more alive, not somebody else's way, which is all about positions. Inevitably the positions will sort of happen, because if you keep following your body, you will find that you move into positions, but you move in from your own feeling. And then you find something very interesting somewhere, and you don't want to make that position. You want to go and look at what it is that is trying to wake up inside you. And then that spreads, because it's fluid, it spreads to other places, and you start to feel more parts of yourself opening up. So that it is in the body, but it's in the body's way of moving, not in somebody else's idea. So getting back into yourself is different for everybody, because we all have different life stories in our bodies, and we have to own them and not try to be somebody else. So that, I think, has been part of this journey.
And yoga is also a science, so it's not just religion as such. Science also is a religion. It's trying to get into understanding the deepest of the deepest. Like what happens now in Santorini, for instance. There's a fluidness underneath that creates rocks to melt and then crack and push up and pull down. And there's this huge thing that we are all floating, in essence, on what? On space. An internal space that is hot, hotter, cooler, 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 until we are in the winter time, of our body, it gets very cold. So to keep the body warm is possible by just relaxing and getting deeper and deeper into your space, your inner space, which is always deep inside. It's hot, it's creating the heat. And we don't know where we come from, and we don't know where we go to, but we have to accept the now, the here and now. And every earthquake will be different. We had lots behind us in Lepetymos, the volcano, and just behind us, like, and so we get used to it, and, it's over, it's done. So it comes to a rest. So there's a change happening all the time, everywhere, in ourselves. We've gone through a stage We practice yoga for 45 years now or something, or no, much longer actually.
What?
We practice yoga. Angela is 86, I'm 85.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it's not the first wow you hear.
In the beginning, people get sometimes a little, they feel lost. What shall I do? What shall I do? Because they're not in their body. They're so busy outside in their lives. And it's difficult for them to feel. What do you feel in your body? I don't know, I feel stiff, or I have pain, or I feel whatever. So sometimes it's helpful to have the poses, because when you go to a pose, you go so far and then the body stops. And then you think, oh, I can't do anymore. But that place where you stop in the pose is exactly where you have the opportunity to find something of yourself. And do you push and pull and force and stretch, or do you think, let me see if I move a little bit and I breathe, oh, maybe I can go a little bit further. And so a bit more of your feeling of who you are opens up. And then you feel happier because you have discovered more of yourself. It's a different kind of happiness from being given 100 euros. That tends to go up here. Woo, what shall I do with 100 euros? But when you feel that you get to a place where you're stuck, and then you begin to move and breathe and feel it and be kind to it, slowly, slowly it starts to open like a plant.
It's the same, except that a joke gets boring if you talk it 3 times.
Yes.
You know. So because you don't go deeper into the more meanings behind every word. Every word has many, many meanings, and we just are satisfied by understanding, by knowledge, by knowing. But knowing is actually past. It belongs to, we have discovered this. And then the science says, yeah, but maybe it's not really true. We should go a little further and deeper, and we have to build instruments. That's the interesting thing of these days. We have to build instruments to understand further. Bigger eyes, like microscopes and big telescopes and all these things that can go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. We go deeper, 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 but inside. And so the asanas are just the beginning, like Angela said, to explore the space in your knees and your feet and your hands and your neck and everything, because you start to unwrap your body, what's in there, you know, so you go deeper and deeper and deeper. And so in the end, especially when we get older, the physical part is just important to keep it going, to keep it maintained, to not force yourself into positions that kill you. In the beginning we didn't mind killing ourselves. I had lots of knee troubles, lower back troubles, I stayed in bed for 3 days and all that because I went too far, you know, you know. And that you have to be careful with. And as you get older, you have to be more careful and get more deeper and deeper inside. What is the problem? Why is the joint stuck here? Can't you move it a little further this way, but quietly, not with force? So that's why Angela said fluid. It has to be flowing and not forcing.
Yes. Angela, now, how do you feel right now?
Oh, I feel fine. I'm actually recovering from a fall. I've had a few falls, one all the way down the stairs, carrying too many things. So every time it's been very painful, very difficult, and long recovery and damages. But every time I feel something falls away and I understand things a bit more. So I think this is the path of yoga, is that we make use, or we discover and learn, not necessarily from achieving, but from when we fail or when we fall. We let go of something. And that letting go opens up the possibility to receive. And looking at a tree, if we look at it from the front brain, we analyze it. Oh, that's an oak tree or an apple tree. We maybe admire it, it's beautiful, it has colors or flowers, or it has fruits. But when you receive, the tree actually comes to you. Like if I receive you, I feel something beautiful coming from you. And if I receive that and don't try to push back, then actually we don't need words. So we work a lot with letting go. Letting go, and I like to use movement a lot, because I feel I can get inside and loosen up places that are tight, and then I have more space. And when you have space, you can receive more. And at a certain time in life, I think I was around 50, I thought, well, I can go on learning and studying and traveling and everything, but if I don't stop and turn back inside, I will miss the whole other half of life. I think in the beginning of life, you inevitably have to go out, you have to feel, you have to meet, you have to study and experience, but gradually it turns around and you start to receive more, and you start to realize how much more can open up in your awareness just by not going out, by coming back inside. And then things mean a lot. Even a rock can start to suddenly mean something to you. If you need time, you need to go more slowly. I need to go more slowly. And because I'm somebody who gets excited by life, and I want to go out, and I'm older, my body's not so stable as it was, I have had some falls. And I think they are telling me, slow, go slow, go slow. And when I go slow, I feel more, I receive more, I see more, and I do less.